Hey guys, it's Matt, and I'm back for a pepper review. I'm nervous about this one. I did not want to hit that record button just now, but um, today we have the Bismarck pepper. This was labeled on the seeds I got as a Bismarck cross. So I did just a tiny bit of research on this pepper, um, and I saw that a lot of the Bismarck peppers are kind of short and stubby. This is, I think, technically a Bismarck long is what they would call it. So you can see I put a tag on it because I've got several peppers that are ripening up finally. And the other day when I went to harvest, there was a couple varieties that are kind of similar enough that I wanted to label it. So that's what the label is for. And yeah, so supposedly this is a really hot pepper. I did not weigh this one, but you can see it's kind of a big pod. So let's cut it up, cut it open, and see what's inside. Neat little ridge there. So I'm going to cut right along this guy right here and cut it that way. So I just like how it has that little lip to it there. Beautiful pepper. And so yeah, looking forward to seeing how this is. Never tried the Bismarck pepper. Don't know what the cross part is, because again it was labeled as Bismarck cross. So, and the Bismarck is a cross already, I believe, from the skunk red and the MA Wartrix, I believe, is what the Bismarck parent peppers are. So sorry if we're a little close today. I've got some rain coming down. It's supposed to be raining all day, and right now it's just like a drizzle, but I've got a little bit of an overhang above me, so I have to bring the camera nice and close. But anyway, regardless of all that, let's check out this Bismarck pepper. Beautiful pod. I haven't seen the inside yet, so I'm going to take a peek. So, oh yeah. Just glistening on the inside. There's little pools. I don't know if my camera will pick up on this. I don't have like a fancy camera or anything, so. But yeah, there's little pockets of capsaicin oil in there. That's so weird. It smells like the beach. It smells like a classic chinense super hot, right? So your ghosts, reapers, that it has that classic chinense smell. Kind of a fruity smell, but and maybe it was yesterday. We spent some time at the beach, and so I just have like lingering effects from that. But this smells like the beach to me, so kind of takes me back to the shores. Anyway, let's get into it. I prepped pretty well. Had a nice breakfast. If you ever try to eat super hots, make sure you have something in your stomach, because they will do a number on you. But anyway, so I want to eat this before, since I've done all that prep. So let's go. Let's get into it. Let's try it out. This is gonna hurt. I'm gonna chew this up real well, so there might be a moment of silence here in the video. So. Mm. apologize for the long chew. The better you chew pepper, the easier typically it is on your stomach. So that your stomach can kind of pass it through easier. And it's not working to digest it more, which takes longer. So getting a good chew is helpful. So let me take you through this experience as the heat climbs. Very, very good pod, tasty pod. Kind of a classic chinense, pepper forward, fruity and no sweetness really. This pod was a little bit drier, so the last few pods I've eaten were nice and juicy. And I think it was just drier because this one had sat on the counter for a couple days. But there was noticeable difference, right? So when I ate it, there wasn't like a burst of juice. It was just kind of drier, but still firm and everything. Enjoyable pod. When I swallowed, you might have seen I had a face. There was a wave of floral and bitterness when I swallowed that I didn't have when I was chewing the pod. But so it's getting my nose kind of running a little bit. This pod is attacking my tongue, like it's weird, right under my tongue at the tip. But then the rest of the burn is like the back of the tongue and my throat. So it's more of a throat burner. And I don't know, some of that might be, I'm building my tolerance up, or just peppers burn differently. So, but I'm noticing the burn more on the back half of my tongue and mouth, and then my throat. So, making my nose run. Eyes are getting a little bit of watery. I'm not getting a ringing in my ear. The first super hot I had this season, it was like a ringing in my ear. This is just kind of feels like it's stuffed up right here. So, and I don't know if maybe I have like something in my ear or whatever, but the last few pods I've eaten, it like goes to this side of my face, and feel that. The hottest pepper I ever ate was last season. It was a chocolate warthog. It's kind of a toss-up between chocolate warthog and chocolate primatale. But last season I ate a chocolate warthog, and literally the burn went up like my eye, nasal passage, and into my eyes. So there must be some kind of like ducts or something. But I mean, it was like this intense burn, and then it burned my eyes. If you've ever gotten like, you're cutting peppers and you get some in your eye. Well, this like migrated from the burn up. It was like, I've never had that. It was super intense last season. But this is a good burn. It's not like super uncomfortable. Again, my tolerance has been being built up a little bit, so I can tolerate a little more heat than I previously was, even last week. This is very tolerable. Yeah, it was a good ride. The chew was really enjoyable. I mean, it was just tasty. Excuse me. Very pepper forward. Excuse me. Ooh. I'm thankful the rain is kind of holding off because, again, I had done all this prep in my stomach to eat a pepper like this. If you're not eating a pepper with a meal, which is a lot of times what I'll do, when I have dinner or something, I'll have a pepper and just eat it while I'm eating my food. But when you do a review, I don't have a plate in front of me eating food, which would be nice, but So I want to eat beforehand, and then after this video I'll go and eat a little bit more, just a little bit, just so that kind of sandwich that pepper in between food, and it helps process it better. So maybe TMI, I don't know, but helpful hints if you do want to try to start getting into eating hot food. You know, I call it prepping my stomach, but just having that food in there. This heat is it's kind of plateaued. I don't think it's going to get any hotter, but we'll see. The last super hot I did, I thought it had plateaued and was going down. I shut the camera off and it just went up again. I mean, it took me for a ride. So, but anyway, while we let that settle, I want to share a verse from Proverbs chapter 16. Proverbs chapter 16. I've been here in the book of Proverbs, and we've been looking at our tongue and how to use our tongue wisely. If you remember back a couple of videos, I mentioned that life, or death and life, are in the power of the tongue. And there's another proverb, I don't have it in front of me, that talks about how our tongue is like a sword and can hurt and wound. So again, that death is in the power of the tongue. But the verse I wanted to share this morning is Proverbs 16, verse 24. And the Bible says, "Pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones." Pleasant words are like a honeycomb. I don't know if you've ever eaten a honeycomb. I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to do that. But apparently it's supposed to be the best part of honey, you know, and enjoying that sweetness. Honey is a wonderful, wonderful food that is just a natural sweetener. It's you can live off honey, honestly. It has micronutrients and all the things, and it's just enjoyable to eat, right? And so the proverb here is saying, you know, when we hear pleasant words, words that encourage, words that build up, words that give life to us, they're sweet, they're pleasant. Ooh, sorry, I just got a intense burn right there on my tongue. They build up, and you know, how many times have you just received a word of encouragement from somebody, right? And it can just be like, sometimes not even a word, right? Somebody just gives you a hug, and it's like, man, that breathed life into me, you know? It's sweet, and it's health to our bones, it says. And you receive just benefits from it, right? And man, our tongue can be used for so much evil, for so much pain, for so much suffering and sorrow. Or it can be used for life and encouragement. And so I just want to encourage you to consider that today. What am I doing? You know, am I really thoughtful about my words? Am I actually trying to build up with them? Or is it just selfish, me, right? And so I'm going to tear you down or make myself look better with my words, and then just have so much pain. I just saw a bee fly onto a flower right next to me of a serrano plant. Sorry. I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, but sometimes those things, like, whoa, off track. So anyways, I don't want to keep rambling, but do want to encourage us to use our words for good. And God can bless that, and He will bless that. And we can be an encouragement to others. So just a challenge for us this morning. Remember that Proverbs 16:24, how pleasant sweet words are like honeycomb, and their health to our bones. So remember that today. Encourage someone today. Use your words today to encourage. Find a way to uplift somebody, and that'd be wonderful. So whether it's through a call or a text or face to face, let's use that tongue in wisdom. So man, even as I was just talking, I got a little more intense heat. My tongue is it's kind of used to now getting burned. So but still, there's times where it's just like, what just happened? You know, it wakes it up. So anyway, well, the rain is starting to come down here, which I'm so thankful for. We've been dry here, and the rain is just gonna give a boost of life to the plants. I haven't watered my garden in like a month. I don't think it's rained in that time, and but yet I was out picking tomatoes and some peppers the other day, and the plants were just like, they still had moisture, and I'm like, I brushed against them and they had water on them. It was crazy. So mulch your gardens, and it's super helpful to maintain that moisture. And anyway, but I'm thankful it was getting close to where I was gonna have to water them. So I'm down to like a 2. I don't even know if I said I probably got up to like a 5, maybe 4. It wasn't a super intense board. Probably I would guess like 1,000,000 Scoville on that. Um, yeah, and just a nice burn. So thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with me. If you have any questions about peppers or anything I've shared from God's Word, or yeah, just a comment to let me know what's going on in your life, what you're growing, or you know, even some prayer requests, you can put that in the comments or shoot me an email. It's in my description on the page, and I'd love to be able to pray for you. And just so thankful for the community here, and looking forward to videos ahead. I've got a lot more pods to review, and looking forward to that. So stick around and stay tuned for what's next. So God bless you guys. Thank you for coming and joining me today on this day, and hopefully you have a wonderful time using your tongue to encourage and to have sweet words for others. So God bless you. Until next time, we'll see you, and keep it spicy.